Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about email requests that I get. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue, I'm a medical coder. Alright, I'm going to be talking about email requests and some of the things that I want you guys to know. Alright, first and foremost, whether you are a student or whether you are a medical coder currently, the thing that you have to know about medical coders is that we have to know how to do our research. Now, I get a lot of emails, and some of these emails are, about people and their situation and things like that, and I do get to 98% of the emails, 98% of my comments, so I do get to a high amount of my comments and emails. I do respond. However, I have stopped responding lately to like the run-of-the-mill, how do I get started questions. I need some study tips. What study tips do you have for me? I cannot possibly answer these questions with my schedule and with everything the way it is. I still have to have time for myself. And so I want you guys to hear me out today because we're going to talk about this. And I want y'all to know that you can look through my videos, and yes, there's over 800 and something. Somebody complained actually a couple weeks ago how I have so many videos and they can't possibly go through all those videos. I'm not asking you to. You can go to where you see the homepage of my YouTube channel and you can type into the little spyglass box what you're looking for. If you're looking for study tips, if you're looking for medical terminology, I actually have that on a whole playlist by itself. I mean, you could even type in medical terminology and it'll pop up. You can type in CCS and it'll pop up. CCSP, it'll pop up. CPC, CCA, anything that you are possibly looking for can pop up. If you're looking for study tips, again, it'll pop right up. I'm going to read this email, and this is kind of an example of what I've been getting lately. So it says, "Hi Blue, I recently took and failed the CCS exam. I am trying to study for the second attempt. My mom recommended to me that I watch your channel, but I don't know where to start regarding your content. Can you make a playlist regarding medical coding for beginners? That would be extremely helpful for me and future medical coders. Thank you." So here's the thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because, number one, you have to know how to do your research as a medical coder. And my channel is literally a one-stop shop. I give advice, I give study tips, I give anatomy tips, I give medical terminology tips. I've done Q&A Tuesday, I've done all of these things, and I've done examples, I've done modifiers, modifier series. I tried to do that for Christmas in July. I tried to do that for Vlogmas. and so I've done these in the past, and people just don't watch. So again, I'm not going to go out of my way to do these things anymore as far as like trying to make these series and hopefully you guys watch, because even when we had the book review, I did the book review for the little pink book that I recommend. And still nobody asks questions and nobody wants to participate when we do those things. So again, if you want any of that kind of stuff, if you want any kind of medical coding exercises or anything having to do with like practices about like medical terminology and that kind of thing, you can go over my Patreon channel, and that's a $10 minimum pledge right now. Patreon is a lot like YouTube, and there's a lot of content that I post there. I post exercises on coding and also on medical terminology, and I do like word searches. Word searches is quite popular now on the channel. So instead of like giving like the word bank, I just give you the puzzle itself, and then you find all the words, and then I do that. So there's a lot of things I do on Patreon, not YouTube, but Patreon. I do a lot of things on YouTube, but there's a lot of things I do on Patreon to try to like be interactive. I've done, classes before where, I'm talking about a slide deck that I have about like injury coding and that kind of thing. I get some people that show up. I'm trying to implement doing like Patreon Jeopardy. So I did that last month, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And so it, just fun things like that to kind of make it engaging. I try to do that once a month at least now. And I try to, incorporate, adding on, just different things to kind of help with the study and things like that. So there's always those alternatives, but I want you guys to know that if you're looking to get into this field and you're looking to study, it's going to take a lot of you to do your own research. Now, YouTube is a great place to do research. And if you come to a channel like mine and you're looking for study tips and you're looking for mnemonic device tips, there's the search box. That's all. And it will bring up all the videos. And you can even scroll through, because I try to make the titles of all the videos about that subject. Yes, sometimes I do get distracted in some of the videos and I start talking about other things. But for the most part, the main idea is there. And so, you know, whether you look through them or not, you know, whether you take my advice or not, I mean, I have all of my books that I recommend and everything in the description boxes of all of the videos. So I really want to encourage you guys to do that. And I want you guys to know that if you're not hearing back from me, it's because there's a question that you're asking that is a very generic question, and you know, it can be easily looked up, you know, on the website, so that way you can do that. The other thing I wanted to address is students who are reaching out. They say, well, I have to interview a health information employee, and I watch your channel. Can you take the time to answer these 10 quick questions? Those 10 quick questions are not quick questions. And sometimes they will ask me this like on a Friday and say, your timely response is appreciated. I have this due on Tuesday. Well, you have to keep in mind, guys, I run a YouTube channel. I also run a Patreon channel. I also work a full-time job, 40 hours a week. Not only that, I do tutoring, professional coaching, resume writing. Okay? So I have a lot of other things going on other than answering 10 questions that are the same. And that's another thing too, that I really wish there was some original thought into these questions. I wouldn't mind if they were original, but they're not. It's usually like, how did you get your start? And what advice do you have? And you know what I mean? Like, it's the same benign questions. And so I really wish these instructors would make the students come up with their own questions, formulate their own questions, so that it can encourage the student to critical think, to be able to start doing that. You know, it's got to be better than that, you know. It's got to be better than those benign questions, because anybody could answer those questions, you know. And so that's the thing, guys. And to me, if we're not meeting, you know, and you want me to fill this out, I'm basically doing your work for you. I'm basically doing your homework, and I'm not going to do that. So please don't send those requests. I won't respond to those requests. I won't. I've done those many times, and I even did a video about it, and I'm not doing that. I don't think it's helpful to new students to be able to do something like that. Yes, it is good to have conversations with people who are in the field, and when you're trying to look for mentors, that's very important. But what is not is like, hey, I need to finish this assignment, and I'm going to ask you at the last minute, and I'm going to expect you to drop everything that you're doing and help me out. Not here, guys. I'm not going to do it. So that's just another thing that I wanted to address. And I don't want people to think, well, wow, she's not answering anything. I do. Like I said, I answer 98% of the emails that I do get. But again, if you're asking me questions like this, well, you know, can you do this? It would be really helpful for me. That is not teaching you to fish. You know, the whole thing about, like, you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. And so that I would rather teach you, teaching you to fish, teaching you to critically think, because I'm not going to hand everything to you guys. I mean, it's already there. There's so many resources and references and free ones at that. You know, a lot of times I'll post those and I'll still get the same question. Well, Blue, what do you recommend for this? Or Blue, when are you going to update your recommended book list? Sometimes, like, it's from 2021 and they want to know what I have for 2022. Well, it's, you know, really easy to know that if I recommend the 2021 version of that book, particular whatever book it is, I'm probably going to recommend the 2022 version of that particular book. So I shouldn't have to sit there and update every single time. Okay. So that is just something that, you know, again, it is taking the initiative and being able to do those types of things on your own. I talk all the time about how I recommend Optum 360, and how you can literally get any medical dictionary, because medical dictionaries are all covering the same medical terms. So it's really easy to kind of like put two and two together. Okay, yeah, this would be good, this would be good. And I've talked many times about the books that I recommend, and how I don't recommend like Buck's books. I don't recommend those. I've said that so many times. I'm not going to go into it again. But I want you guys to know that learning to do your research and learning about like these different references and resources that are out there is going to go a long way to helping you. And that just because you don't hear from me, it doesn't mean that I don't care. I actually do care. This is why I do videos. But just know that I am a person by myself doing all of these things. I juggle many hats, and I do that willingly. I give it my all, and that's all I can do. But one thing I can't do is try to coddle every single person that sends me benign questions like this, or just regular old, if they just took the time to look through. Because I literally just did an episode a couple of weeks ago about what happens when you fail your CCS, what to do next. And I had another gentleman write through, and he said, well, you need to post questions about the CCS exam. I don't need to do anything, first of all. Second of all, no two tests are the same with the CCS. And when it comes to studying for the CCS, a lot of people think that they can bypass like the CCA, they can bypass the CCSP, they can go straight for the CCS because they think that they can pass it. This test is incredibly humbling, because really intelligent people have failed this test. Studious people have failed this test. This test is a beast. It is not something that is easy. It is definitely not something that is a easy test to get through. All right, you have to study, and I have done so many episodes. I'm almost afraid to do another CCS episode because I've been doing so many of them lately, and I want people to understand that this is an understanding test. Like, you have to understand the material. There's no magic book, and even AHIMA will tell you there is no magic book for you to memorize. You don't memorize for this test. You don't. It tests your ability to be able to navigate the book. It tests your ability to be able to recall these things about HIPAA and OIG and all this other good stuff, because all of the domains are listed on the AHIMA website. So take the time, guys, to do your research and try to find these things out on your own. When you get stuck, let me know. Hey, Blue, I went to this website and I found this, but it doesn't seem to answer my question. Can you help me out? That tells me you've done your research. That tells me you've made an attempt. Not, hey, can you just give me the answer? Because again, I'm not going to do it. And again, for those students that are looking for somebody to be a mentor and hey, can you answer these questions because I have to turn this paper in and it's a real short suspense, I'm not gonna respond to those requests because I can't. I don't have the time. There are other students, and there are my Patreons that I do have to prioritize first before anything else. And that's something that, hopefully that you'll understand. And those that will understand will know where I'm coming from, and they will know that I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, I don't want to answer questions. You'll understand. I know you will. But for those that, are offended, okay, well, I tried to help you. I mean, I did. Like I said, I have plenty of resources on my channel. So all you have to do is just take a look at the description box, and I'm not asking you guys for anything. I don't even have a membership thing for YouTube. Okay, so it's not like you have that in your face all the time either. And so that's something else to consider. What is YouTube? YouTube is a free resource, and yeah, you can put up with a couple of annoying ads, but that supports me and my time. And that with that YouTube money, that goes to other things to help me to become a better medical coder. So it's invested back into what I am here for in this platform, is to talk about medical coding and to talk about, like, okay, all these other study references and resources that are out there. So take it or leave it. But that's what I'm here for. So but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Take a look through the videos, guys. There's plenty on those playlists. There's plenty of of those things that I tried to do before, and like with the modifiers and explaining them and everything, and no one watches them. So it's there. It's there. You just gotta look. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all again. Bye.